Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the finish of this game of the third round of the Zurich Chess Challenge 2014. Werner, we had the pleasure and the honor to have Peter Leko with us. He left us, he understanding that this game is basically over. Magnus Carlsen is going to take the full point in this game, in this crazy game. Of course, we would like to thank him. And he was of great help, and his explanations are always extremely instructive and entertaining.
His modesty is incredible.
Of course.
We all wanted to win the same way as he did.
Yeah.
And we missed out on the real win.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course, yeah.
And
so a few moves have been played since we left you for a break, because Nakamura also took a break in this game by thinking for almost half an hour. At this point, and he moved knight d2, and interestingly enough, Carlsen didn't really took too much time to think here. He moved h4, king c2, and played b4 now. So he actually gives back one of these pawns. He has 5 of them for a wall for a knight. So this is of course a bunch of pawns. King g7, queen takes a4, h3. Queen b3, and I can see he just moved the pawn down to h2. And
queen
d5 has been played now by Nakamura, who is down to 2 minutes. We would like to remind you that there is no 30 seconds increment per move until move 60, or until at least the 6th hour of play. So he's down to 2 minutes for a few moves now to come. But
let's check the obvious move e4. Just
the obvious move e4 seems to make a queen soon. So, well, what to do?
You have a check.
He can also go to g5, but then e3
to h5 maybe.
Sorry, h5, and then, but also this maybe king g8.
I wanted to play queen. Oh no, queen f6 maybe is not so easy, and then queen g6.
What do you mean queen f6?
Earlier, yes, but right, there's taking, and knight takes e4. Still losing maybe.
Right, probably still losing, but it's probably easier to
just
the queen can hardly come back and defend this, and you can give a check, of course, but king h7 seems to white runs out of checks here.
So if he takes first on e4, let's just check. No, e4, knight takes, and queen.
Can we play this?
Yes, just try queen, and queen d4 checks some tricks to end up in king g6
f6 or something.
Even f6, yeah, it's just hopeless.
So we are expecting e4, but there might be other ways to.
Somehow we suffer with him, with Naka.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, it's very cruel. Peter Leko mentioned this. Chess can be very, very cruel, and this is one of those situations. Because Nakamura played a brilliant game and deserves the. Well, he got a winning position around move 35, and then he played normal moves which seemed to win actually normally, and suddenly Carlsen was back in control. So e4, yes, e4 has been played. Queen h5. Which I thought, could be, but of course it is very, very...
With no threat whatsoever.
No, and I believe e3 now is still something after e3. He's obviously seen it. I think Carlsen has calculated through to a win here. The pawns are much too strong. Knight f3, e2 probably. Maybe. I guess e2 is good here, although there might be king d3 still. No, e2. Yeah.
If he does it, it's all right.
He's seen it all, of course. So king d3.
Queen takes f3.
Oh, queen takes f3 and knight, yeah?
Yes, that's what's going to happen. Huh?
Easier than pawn. Than queen.
A straight hand.
Yes. Yeah, basically it's over. King d3 might still be the last hope. I mean, you give up the knight and still going to check a few times with the queen, but no, there's an under promotion into a knight. And 1 minute and 10 seconds now for Nakamura. Just a few moves to make.
No escape, just no escape.
It's been like this for a while, but actually Peter Lecco said that Nakamura reacted to this change of situation totally professionally, because after move 40 he gathered himself, he understood the situation, what to do, and he tried to find his best chances, but it's against Carlsen.
He fights on, huh?
Yes, King B3. So he wants to take this pawn. Well, his hope is that after Queen takes F3, there will be a perpetual.
Yes.
Maybe immediately, but immediately this won't be the case, so he needs to take. Yes, now it's a queen, of course, and maybe check, or check here, and then take on H1.
Yeah, this still,
well,
some life in it.
What can we say? Seems to be lost, of course.
Yeah, but frankly...
And the B pawn is running, yeah, so...
Carlsen doesn't want the queen hanging, really. There must be some direct...
No, Carlsen will certainly try to find another way here, a more direct way. This could be Queen G3.
That's what I'm thinking about.
But then King takes B4.
Yes, B4. Still not over.
But when you take on F3, then E1 check. So actually, that's a small difference. Which
so he would need to play, yeah. He would need to give the check on G5, but this
is just 2 checks actually, and no more check.
Yeah.
No stalemate, I guess, either.
So the check on E3 seems quite clever. So
check on E3 even. I was thinking about Queen G3, but check on E3 might be as well quite.
Forcing you in, huh?
Yeah.
But he can go King A4
now check.
Yeah. Even worse, huh?
Yeah, because you
and another
make
queen.
us another queen, whatever you do now. Well, I guess the black king will escape. Actually, we can first also bring back this queen there and check.
We don't need to analyze this.
No. Okay.
Seriously, it's even check. Huh?
Yeah, check.
So let's look at King A4. Is there? No, Queen E3 check?
Sorry.
King A4.
And after Queen E8, we go back in. Well, of course, it's completely winning. But it's, Carlsen now takes some time. He wants to. I mean, he earlier calculated up to this point, and I mean, when you can push pawns and nothing happens, then you do it.
He saw King D3, of course.
Yeah. So after King B3 now, probably he's going to calculate through.
Actually, even here, Nakamura still puts up some resistance, huh?
Well, this is a trademark of such players, high class. I mean, even though the position is totally hopeless and resignation is going to happen soon, but even then you try to find and fight and but actually this queen, I liked queen G3 maybe a bit more, because now if you go, I mean, I'm threatening to queen because this is pin.
So king A4.
But now I push.
I like
King A3 still. Yeah.
Some technical problems.
Yeah, well, you need to calculate a few lines and then it's done. But
I'm sure he finds an elegant solution.
Yeah. First, he will look after a solution.
Yes.
For a solution, and if he sees two, then he will probably choose the more elegant one. But
I mean, the clear. He doesn't want a queen ending, you see.
Yeah, unless he can keep the pawn on H2, as we had in a few lines. Well, the queen on H5, we often say in queen endings you should centralize your queen, but if the white queen were centralized now, it would really enable black to exchange queens. While on H5 it's hidden a bit there, So it's not easy to imagine checks on g6 from the queen. So in this sense, it's this is what I mean by looking for chances. You don't allow your opponent to exchange queens so easily. So we are going to make a sum up of what is going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow we have, of course, another exciting round ahead of us. So we have Gelfand against Anand. These two players have been struggling a little bit. Gelfand is on -1. He has made 2 draws and lost 1 point, so he has 2 points out of 6.
Yes, and Anand felt slightly recovered today.
He recovered after losing the first 2 games today. He had to play a good game. He did play a good game. And, well, eventful game. In the end, the balance was not destroyed, so he made a draw against Caruana. So this is going to be the game between the bottom 2, but let's not forget that these two faced each other 2 years ago
For the World
in the World Championship final.
Yeah.
We are going to have a game between the two Carlsen and Caruana.
The two youngest, by the
The
way.
2 youngest players in this tournament, and Caruana has 3 points. He made 3 draws. All games were very interesting and tense. Carlsen has 3 out of 4, so this game is still going on, and we believe he's going to win it, so he's going to be the leader in this tournament. But his score against Caruana, even though positive, is not completely clean, since he has lost a few games. He has also lost a game with White last year, I think, against
Lost
Caruana.
the first Blitz game.
And he also lost
Yes, he
the
was
Blitz game
crushing,
against
yeah.
Caruana, it's true. So
And Caruana is very hard to beat.
it's not, yeah, of course. And as I think Jan Timman pointed out before, he's a very classical player also, despite his age.
Yeah.
And the third game, also very exciting, Aronian against Nakamura. It has to be said that Nakamura has a tremendously bad score against Aronian, especially with black.
And he has to digest today's game.
He's probably lost the 3 or 4 last games he played against Aronian as black, including a few weeks ago in Vaikanzi, in a King's Indian, in a very quiet King's Indian. So tomorrow, yes, indeed, he has to digest the disappointing game of today's. And we have a move. We have a move. Carlsen played f6. This is a move which is not easy to anticipate for Nakamura. That's why he took about 30 seconds to play knight e1 here.
He has just 20 seconds left for one move.
Yeah. So does queen e1 finish off the game?
I'm afraid
Let's
yes.
say king a4. Let's say queen takes e1,
Queen g4.
because now there are not 100 checks, you know? Or maybe there are. Well, if you want to prevent,
This is not completely clear. Huh? Queen takes f6. Where do
maybe
you
go
escape?
back, yeah.
One, then there is king h3, queen g3.
Well,
We've seen everything, huh?
I'm not sure.
I mean,
Should be lost somewhere, of course, but this is not, yeah.
so let's go back to the situation.
He's played king a4. By the way,
Yeah.
he's reached move 60. So time control, well, after Carlsen's move,
Yes.
the time control will be reached, so that he gains 15 minutes, additional minutes here to think. So we have a move, actually, queen g1. He's not taken the knight. He keeps the queen on the g file to cover his king from checks.
And he's gonna queen.
And this pawn seems to be actually
yeah, this is the killer.
close to queening, so we might not even witness a 61st move in this game.
Yes. Looks resignable. Huh?
It looks resignable, because even if the white king were able to give a check from here, then the black king would always be able to find some shelter. Let's say something like king h3, queen h3, sorry. Queen here, queen d7, and now something like this.
And queen g5
and it's over.
back.
Yeah, I think Nakamura is going to resign. It looks like Nakamura is going to resign.
Let's hope he's gonna talk to us. Huh?
Well, I would really understand if
Yeah,
he simply goes, because losing such a game which was so brilliantly played until move 35. I mean, you really want to go ahead and.
So he played queen.
And
He played queen takes e2 actually.
he played a move, right?
Okay.
Sorry. He took on e2 exactly. So yeah, that's basically what. If nothing.
He could even first give the check on a7.
To stop.
Even
yeah, this is even very more clever indeed. And let's say he takes this pawn.
So impossible to make a perpetual.
And now
here.
queen. Yeah. So he has this check now, but that's about it, isn't it? I believe.
Well, king f7.
King f7, one or two more checks, but. Well, maybe some more checks. Yeah, so queen a7.
No, king e7. What's your
just
next?
e7,
What's your
yeah.
next? I mean, queen e2.
No more next.
Not
yeah.
really. Yeah.
Queen a7. This is the move played by Carlsen immediately after he came back to the board.
Okay, he did it.
Yeah, he did play it.
So now he resigns.
Well, he can't. He doesn't really have options. He needs to take this pawn, or resign.
Because otherwise, there's the
Yeah, he resigns. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Unlucky. And lucky.
Yeah, very.
Depressing.
Yeah, you can see he's angry at himself, of course. So, yeah, Carlsen is going to come over. I'm afraid he will have to answer first some interviews by Norwegian TV, which is here in Zurich, transmitting this tournament live on the sports channel in Norway. So it's obvious that, yeah, well, it's obvious he has some obligations towards the TV, and yeah, we feel sad for Nakamura and absolutely understand his bitterness. And we can see in the outdoor, the crowd is gathering and both players go out. So we will see if Carlsen comes around. I can see a Norwegian camera over there already ready to catch the champion. So we might have to be patient for a few minutes. Carlsen is still in the playing hall. I thought he had gone, so he's going out right now.
I'm sure they're trying to convince him to come over.
Well, he knows he has to come over at some point, but of course if Norwegian TV is first to catch him and they have positional advantage. So, yeah, but he's here, yeah, he seems to be coming over. And Hikaru is not here, I guess. No. This is, yeah, very much understandable. So Magnus is here? Yes.
So we stay tuned, huh?
No, yeah, he's here, he's coming here.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
We have so many questions we don't dare to ask them.
Yeah, so Magnus, he won this game, and actually I would like to refer first to a comment of Peter Leko, who was commenting with us before. He left now, and he said, well, Nakamura was winning. It happens maybe to him once or twice in a year that he misses such chances. Why does it happen against Magnus?
I don't know, he doesn't always get chances like this against me, but
Yeah.
I played pretty badly. I sort of underestimated his attack, and he made all the right moves, and then at some point I think he had many ways to win, but he chose the first way, which didn't win. I think. Well, maybe he's still better after d6.
Instead of d6, he had a beautiful. Did you see that one?
Well, you probably saw a few possible wins.
I think there are many
yeah.
wins.
The computer has a fantastic line.
Well, there are many.
If you allow us to.
With there showing Queen F1.
You
the
play
knight
b5
goes, let's say, and
rook
rook
takes
takes h7.
This is incredible.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even look for that. I just thought there should be so many ways to win for him.
But coming back, because Peter Lekos said that you also played a good game, even though you eventually ended up in a losing position. He couldn't really pinpoint a moment where you went wrong, so maybe he thought the whole strategy was maybe flawed or too risky. What do you think? Or maybe did you think that at one moment maybe you went wrong and allowed this attack to develop so easily?
I don't know. I think the whole setup is a little bit risky. I mean, I'm playing just trying to do something on the queen side, but I know that, I mean, he has attacking chances on the king side. He has a pass pawn and so on, but it's more or less interesting. But I think g6, I somewhat underestimated his attack here. I thought as long as he cannot get the knight into play, it shouldn't be so easy, but after a few moves the attack was just unstoppable. And I think I only realized it when he went queen g4 after I went rook b3. I thought he needed to go rook d3 or something, because I didn't really believe that he could just make me like this. But after queen g4, I was really I was pretty desperate already.
Because to make knight d6 work, you need one more tempo actually, and to get your knight to f8 later. And
exactly. No, I just lacked the one tempo, because if he doesn't break through immediately, then okay, I'm b5 and boom boom, I have my own play. But
yes,
yeah, as it was, I'm just too late. And I mean, this bishop b2 is of course completely desperate, but I thought it's my only chance. I mean,
yeah, actually, even though he got this attack, you kept putting some problems.
Yeah.
You forced him to solve concrete problems. And
yeah, I mean, that's what it's about, just keeping the game one move longer at a time. So...
yeah, so actually, he had several... When did you actually got fully aware that you were back in the game? Was it after queen takes e4? Or
yeah,
or
when he played d6, I was very surprised, because I thought that I'm very happy to get an open line, so that's worth much more than my knight. And the point, of course, is that he cannot go back to f5, because then e6 is available.
Yeah.
And then I thought maybe he could go knight c8.
Yeah, it's the only
Yeah, according to the computer.
But nevertheless, now it's not an easy win by any means anymore.
Yeah.
I can, for instance, go rook d1, king b, king a2, king takes g7. If knight e7, I can go queen e6. But it's a game.
Yeah,
it's
not over by
it's
far.
not over by any means.
And then suddenly...
now when I took on... I thought he could still make a draw with knight e3.
And this is indeed what the computer seems to point.
Yeah, and then I think I have nothing better than queen d3. And then knight f5, queen d1, followed by rook d2 and perpetual. But I think at this point he was pretty upset anyway, and it's
he
last move before the time control. It's really hard to find best move. So now after queen h5, rook d3, I'm at least in control, and I'm sure I missed some much easier wins later on. But I felt that after this, it's very, very hard to hold for him.
Yeah. So well, congratulations on this win, because it even though you need to find and maybe you were lost, you kept fighting in the game. So this is a great achievement. That actually, okay, you are lost, but you still remain in the game, and this is the trademark of the greatest. So
well, I just need to one move at a time. As long as there is no obvious direct win and the material is equal, should just keep playing and see what happens. But obviously it's a bit of a freak occurrence that he doesn't win such a position. I mean, but if you keep fighting, you will be lucky once in a while.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So this is it with today's round, the third round in the Zurich Chess Challenge. We reached actually the middle of this tournament because 3 rounds out of 5 in classical chess have been played, but we also have the 6th day, which is no less important, since it is going to be a rapid tournament.
Which is quite attractive for the spectators.
Exactly, so 5 rounds, reverted colors, so those who were 3 times black in the classical will be 3 times white in the rapid. So it's a way to compensate. If you were not in great shape in the classical, you can still hope on the last day to be in good shape and to try and come back in the tournament, even though the result of the rapid games is going to count half as much as the classical games. Well, for us it was, Werner, a very tough day, eventful, a lot of emotion, especially with these games. I do not wish to underestimate or criticize the other 2 games. They were extremely interesting too, especially also this game between Caruana and Anand was very complicated, but it remained a little bit out of focus because we were very much into this game, Nakamura and Carlsen. For me, indeed, I will be very pleased tonight. I will have some sushis. I will relax. I deserve it.
After this
definitely,
heartbreak.
I will be very happy with this. Okay. So, Werner, thank you. And we would also the 2 guests we had today, Jan Timman and Peter Leko, our everyday guest. Peter Leko comes and assists us every day, but Jan Timman came today for half an hour. It was very nice to have such a living legend and still kicking legend with us. So, well, thank you very much for following us, for following the games and witnessing one of the greatest events in the history of chess. So, well, thank you and see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock here in Zurich. Thank you and goodbye.